there is a real violent crime surge. Last week alone in the city, there were 56 robberies. This year, through September 17th, there have been 2,600 compared to 1,989 for the same period in 2022. That is a 31% increase in a city where the mayor, a Democrat, fired the police chief in February and has yet to find a replacement. And compare, for instance, Oakland's crime stats even to a city like Los Angeles. No stranger to violent crime, of course, but where the numbers show robberies down year on year. Trace, Oakland stands out as a city where people are increasingly afraid to simply walk the streets in broad daylight.
Indeed.
Trace?
Jonathan Hunt live for us in L.A. Jonathan, thank you. Let's bring in criminal defense attorney Vikas Bajaj. Vic, I want to play the soundbite. This is a local pastor in Oakland talking about the crime. Watch.
If you drive down Oakland, you see the answers. You see people dying. You see homelessness. You see dirty Oakland. You see business leaving. People can run lights. People can kill people. People can do sideshows. And the police just watch.
And we see this every day, Vic. I mean, from a legal perspective, what do you tell that pastor?
Well, I tell that pastor that the district attorney in their jurisdiction needs to enforce the laws to the fullest of her ability, that the district attorney in that area, Pamela Price, who recently said that any critique against her in the city of Oakland there in Alameda County is really a critique of race, and the fact that she's African American makes her a target for that criticism. I would tell that individual that that district attorney needs to understand this is not about race. I didn't see white or black, Hispanic or other dragging that helpless lady on the street. I saw a victim, and I saw two very cruel and callous actors who were acting quite violently. So we need to take the lens of race out of this, and we need to look at how to address crime. And that means for the defendants and suspects, you know, unfortunately, you will be held in custody for a while.
Yeah, and look, the NAACP is one of those that complains a lot about the crime in Oakland, so that tells you something. A woman in the Seattle gas station, I want to show this video, brutally beaten over cash, cigarettes, and candy. And this is one of those things where we also see this more often than we should. Here is the cashier herself who was beaten after the fact. Watch.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if it's just kids don't seem to fear anything anymore. They don't, there's like no repercussions for them the way there used to be. They were laughing. They had no disregard for anything. They don't care anymore.
I mean, they were laughing, Vic, and she's kind of the mind, like, you know, these young kids know they're not going to get in trouble, so why wouldn't they laugh?
Well, that's exactly right. And let me just go back on, you know, more than 21 years of criminal defense practice throughout our nation. You know, when a lot of jurisdictions lessened the consequences for recreational drugs or even drugs that are just completely dangerous, Schedule I, heroin, methamphetamine, fentanyl, these types of drugs that were street drugs, when those were decriminalized or not punished, that increased exponentially, Trace, the cases of individuals who have expressed some impulse control disorder. Now, I am not a psychiatrist, psychologist. The DSM-IV is not my second language. I'm a criminal defense practitioner that sees when the rubber hits the road, and there's a direct causation between lessening of criminality and this type of callous behavior, which, frankly, the candy wasn't the goal. They assaulted this woman well before they went for the icing on the cake to get the candy. This is violence first and the robbery second.
And I'm out of time, but I want to put this up there because Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx applauds the no cash bail. And this is Mothers Against Senseless Killings. The woman who runs that, she said this about Chicago moms. Watch.
I'm a mom. I'm just a mom. I'm a mom who didn't want to lose kids. So, I mean, I got into the fight to save lives, and I realized if I'm going to save my own children, I have to work on saving everyone else's.
Yeah, very quickly, Vic, she's, you know, she's a mom who wants to save kids, and, you know, these moms aren't sure that cash bail is the way to save their kids.
Well, no, and really now cash is not the default. It's but one factor courts can look into. Chicago, like many other jurisdictions who are thinking about this, Trace, are using criminal history, felony conduct, murder, sex crimes as really the threshold on when other alternatives should be considered.
Yeah. Vikas Bajaj, great to have you on as always, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.